Hello, guys. Welcome to Sports with Bro and Amaz. We have a special guest today. Santanu will introduce her. Okay, Santanu, kindly introduce Preeti.
Hello guys, how are you? Today I am your host Shantanu Sai and I welcome a very special guest to our channel Sports with Bros, and she's a very big media personality. She's a die-hard Thala fan as us, and she's also a die-hard cricket fan, and she's also a Hollywood and Bollywood actress. So I invite Preeti to my channel, our channel, sorry. So welcome Preeti.
Namaste Shantanu and Namaste Anikit. Thank you so much for inviting me on your wonderful platform. It's such a pleasure to be on your show, and I just can't wait to have this amazing conversation with you. I'm so excited.
Yeah, just as you are excited, we are excited as well. So we are going to have a quite a little chit chat. So we are going to ask you questions regarding cricket and some of your personal life. So okay.
Okay.
So the first question will be asked by Ranjan. So over to you, Ranjan. Please add Ranjan to this live chat. Okay.
Hello, Ranjay. Ask your
Good
question.
afternoon, ma'am.
Good
My first
afternoon, Ranjan.
question
How are
was
you?
that, yes, ma'am, I'm fine. How about you? And my
I'm
first
very well,
question
thank
is
you.
that, as we all know that you are a huge MSD fan, so what was your reaction when you heard his name as the mentor of the Indian squad?
Wow, yes, my goat is the great Mahi forever. I just thought it was such a masterstroke move, by the BCCI to do this, and I'm thrilled. I think he's the best tactician in the world, especially in this format, right? The T20, I would say even the ODI or IPL as well. But I think this team can benefit enormously with his expertise. Nobody selects the pitches and selects the team as well as MS. So who better to guide the team? However, my concerns only would be I think the BCCI wants him to have quite a bit of power. And I think that the coach and the captain and MS and Rohit Sharma all need to get together and have a meeting where they agree on exactly what his role will be, and they accept the power that's been bestowed on him, because I sense that there might be a bit of friction from the coach, because perhaps he thinks he's number two, but from what I'm hearing, I think the BCCI wants MS to have almost the same level of sort of power as the coach. So that would not gel that well if they go two separate ways, if they have different ideas in how the team should proceed. So I think Shastri needs to understand that maybe MS is more than just a sounding board, and that he might make some selections and some decisions that will probably be the best for the team, and you should move ahead with that even if he wasn't planning to do the same. So I think there's going to be a bit of a power tussle, to be honest.
My next question is that, can you pick top three teams for T20 World Cup?
Oh my God, this is you're gonna really get me. You're gonna really get me into trouble here. Oh my God, I did not see that coming. Look, on paper, of course, India is the best T20 team. Of course, every year they are, right. Every T20 World Cup they are, but we won once in the last, over a decade ago, which says something, right? So I think just having the best team on paper unfortunately doesn't mean anything, especially in this format because it's so short. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I will say that let's see. I think Sri Lanka is going to have a better than expected performance in this T20. I think they're very much a dark horse. Nobody's paying attention to them, but I think they're getting their team sorted. They look solid. They got the spinners. UAE, Sri Lanka pitch is very similar. when India went over to Sri Lanka, right? We thought it would be a whitewash, and look what happened. That I sense that it's going to be a repetition of that. So watch out for Sri Lanka. Don't write them off. Um, I will. I want to put India up there. Or if you're gonna ask me about who the winner is, I have my reservations. But of course, as a big Indian supporter, I want to see my team do well. So I will say, India is an exciting team to look forward to. I'm a little bit disappointed with the squad that has been picked. I think they're missing some key players, and I think a couple of players probably shouldn't be there and might end up being a liability. So, and I think the balance of the team is a little off. So, but of course, I want to see them do well, and the whole world will be watching the Indian T20 team, of course. And I think the last one, I'm going to get into trouble for this, but I have to say it has to be Pakistan. I mean, these
Yeah,
guys in this format, they are lethal. I know that the PCB is having so many
absolutely.
issues, but honestly, as far as the team goes, and when it comes to delivering on the day, as we've seen them against England, I mean, they almost won that series. They should have won that series, to be honest. I thought they played better in those conditions. And so watch out for them. I think they will be the team to beat. We may beat them in our group matches, but I think they will win most of their matches, and they will be our biggest competitor from our group. The only thing I would say is that I think the SENA countries will underperform, and they will do exceptionally poor. And it's not going to be England, Australia, or I don't think either in England or New Zealand or Australia is going to make it to the finals, and certainly they won't be winning. So those are my three teams to look out for.
Thank you. Now I would want to over to uh, Shantanu, bro.
First of all, Preeti, happy Ganesh Chaturthi to you. And we all, our team members, want to know about your life journey.
Wonderful. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi, Ganati Papa Moria to all of you, to everybody in India, and of course all Indians around the world. It's my favorite festival of the year because it starts off all the festival season, right? And all the festivals come after Ganesh Chaturthi. So it's all gonna take off now. My journey into cricket specifically has been interesting. Obviously, being an Indian fan my whole life, I grew up in Dubai watching the game there. The diaspora is huge, and in particular, the India-Pakistan matches were very, very hot and exciting. And we had friends and neighbors, and we would all just enjoy the sport immensely. So grew up loving the game, and India was doing very well in that period, of course. And then really got into the World Cup ODI format. I think that's my favorite format, and I think most Indians actually, for us, that is the pinnacle of cricket, that World Cup. So I mean, but I moved to America several years ago, and here they just don't play and watch cricket that much. So I sort of didn't follow the series that much. I wasn't really keeping such a close eye. The 2011 World Cup, I did watch it, and I was thrilled, and that was so cool. I was traveling overseas actually. I was in Dubai, I think, going to Sri Lanka at that time when that final happened. So it was interesting to see the whole world kind of react because they knew that something had happened, and people were congratulating me in the airport, on the plane, and they weren't even Indian. They said, India, and I'm like, wow, these guys, they don't, it doesn't look like they watch cricket, but even they know about India winning the World Cup. So it was like a huge moment. Um, but honestly, it's recently, I think, the form that India's shown, and I think with the Australian series, it sort of took a turn for me in the sense that with everything that I do with media and entertainment, I thought of adding sports to my brand, to my repertoire of things that topics that I cover. Uh, spirituality, business, politics. I thought sports is perfect. And in sports, I covered several sports, but including cricket. It's really second biggest sport in the world, and of course it's such a big asset, I think, for soft power for India. So I'm it's fantastic for me in so many ways to kind of talk about that. So that's been my journey, and I'm very much immersed in it now. And uh, I think many different things are happening on different levels. So I'm very excited to see where it goes.
So, how much you miss India?
I do miss India a lot. I travel. Pre-COVID, I was going there every 2 or 3 times every year, mainly in Delhi, because the kind of work that I do, I have to speak to the government or MEA, and they are based in Delhi. Most of the people that I need to meet and conferences that I attend usually in Delhi. But next time, there are also events in Jaipur. Hopefully, I look forward to going there, and Goa, of course. So I'd like to travel much more around India next time I go there.
As you talk about Australia, victory on Australia, we have a, which test match you will choose, Lords or Gawa? Which test victory is a sweetest victory for us?
Oh, that's hard. Well, I think they're both special in their own way. Gabba, because I think it was such a young, inexperienced, injured team, right, who went the distance. But Lords, I think those conditions were so against us, and the way that we came back with the victory was just phenomenal. I would say Lords, just because the conditions in England are more challenging for India than they are in Australia. I think we kind of are figured out Australia. England has always been the most challenging conditions, and I think especially Lords, even relative to the other England pitches, let's say, or stadiums. But I just think the way that and that last day, the magic, the what the pace attack did was phenomenal, and the confidence and the attitude and the whole andaz that they had. I just thought they really gave it to the English. They gave them a taste of their own medicine, and
Yes.
the drama that was there. I think the thing with the Australian was the Australians kind of took it lying down, right? There was no pushback, and they probably didn't expect India to do so well, and they kind of we caught them, I think, napping. But this England team knows how good India is, and they were giving it to us, and we were giving it right back. And I think that's not something I've seen from an Indian side in a long time, right? So I really liked that. I see nothing wrong in that. I think it's healthy, it's fair. I think it's good for us. It's good for India. It's good for the country. It's good for the Indian fans. Because I think we've been victims of we've always been bullied on so many levels, on the pitch, off the pitch, whatever. And I think that time is gone where I don't think anybody's going to dare do that now. And that's great.
Oh. O- Over to you, Shantanu. Shantanu will host the next series.
Okay, okay. So, Preeti, I just wanted to ask you one question that was regarding the MSD. So,
Yeah.
you are MSD fan. I'm also an MSD fan. So, have you watched his biopic, MS Dhoni: The Untold Story?
Oh my God, yes. I watched it. I watched it on a plane a long time ago,
Oh,
and then I watched it in on my laptop as well, and I love it. I think it's a pretty good movie. I must say, acted very well by the late Sushant Singh Rajput. It's quite fitting. I couldn't have seen any other actor playing MS. I think he was a fan of MSD as well, so that was pretty, I think, you touching. He did a great job. It I don't know how much of the personal life story was uh, fictional or real. Because there were some angles there, the relationship stuff. I don't know what the deal with that was, but maybe they just added that to make it exciting, or what did that? Is that really part of his past? I don't know, but it was a very moving very touching movie, because also the movie talks about the politics of the cricket system in India, good and bad. How difficult it has always been. It's always been an elite sport. So how does a young kid from a little town in India who has the talent to be the best in the world, how does he get a shot? Well, this movie showed that he did get a shot, and BCCI had that amazing system. That's how the selectors uh, spotted him, right? And that's so important, I think. So that the success, I think, of that system, the nurturing, and how very quickly he, graduated to the training academy, and then got into the national side, and came in as a wicket keeper very quickly, became captain. It all happened very quickly. So I think it shows the success of the Indian cricket system. Uh, and of course a story of triumph in the end, and I mean in his case finding love as well, right? It was many things happening at the same time. I quite enjoyed it. I think the movie did pretty well, I would say. I think it was pretty successful. There's a lot of MSD fans, I think, who like the movie, so it's great.
Yeah, so Preeti, we have so many fans of yours who are waiting backstage to just ask you questions.
Okay.
So I'm just handing over to Mukund. So please add Mukund.
Harsh Tripathi.
Okay, okay. Harsh Tripathi. We're adding Harsh Tripathi to this chat.
Very good morning, good afternoon to you. It's a pleasure to be live with you. Hope you
Hi
are doing
Harsh,
well.
how are you? It's a pleasure also to be connected with all of you.
My question to you is that we all are cricket fans, and since we grew as a teenager and we only got to understand cricket after the 2007 World Cup, there was a time when we didn't know much about women's cricket, and we knew few names like Anjum Chopra and Mitali Raj, Jhulan Goswami, and some others too. But and now there is a time when we can list you a whole squad. So, what do you feel women cricket has earned, and what more can they achieve, and how can they achieve more popularity in this time?
Yeah, very good question, especially when the Indians men's side is doing so well, it's so popular, especially when BCCI is the most powerful and richest sporting body in the world almost, I think. And they also control the women's game as well as the men's game, right? So they are doing a lot. I don't take anything away from them. There are issues. The issues aren't just with the women's side. The issues are, they have whatever issues they have are systemic. I think they're doing a pretty good job, but I think that like the men's game, they dominate globally. I don't think Indian women's cricket dominates globally. Australia does that, I think, and England is getting to that point too. So I think we can do more. I support pushing for women's cricket. I think the Indian women's cricket team is extremely talented, but seems like they just don't play enough. They don't get enough match practice, and they should be winning finals. They are as good as the men's in many ways. I mean, relatively speaking, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be world champions. But you need to practice more and more for that, and you have to make Indian women's cricket. I mean, women's cricket extremely exciting and interesting and enticing globally. And so how does one do that? There are obviously many ways to do that. You need to somehow get your your management and marketing brains together, and realize that you have to make it attractive, add fashion, music, entertainment, beauty, fun, all that good stuff, and make sure that little girls and young women are interested to uh, come and watch it, and also men too, although that they're not your primary market, but so many boys and young men obviously watch global cricket. They watch all kinds of cricket. They could start tuning into women's cricket too. I think do it slowly, do it organically, don't push it. The worst thing you can do is impose this stuff on people. It's not for everyone, and just respect that not everybody will be into it, but don't impose it, because then you'll turn off, I think, people in the middle who genuinely would have supported it. This is what I'm seeing just politically out there. So, but I think women's cricket is about to kind of get a life of its own.
Obviously, I too want women's team to be as dominating as the men's team. My next question to you is, whom do you miss in this Indian squad, and what do you think? What do you think? Which player could have been selected, and he could have performed well as well in the UAE conditions?
So you're talking about the T20 World Cup?
Yes, I'm talking about the T20 World Cup squad.
Okay, so I have, of course, there's a few players that should be in this team that are not, and for me, definitely, uh, Deepak Chahar definitely should have been in this team, especially after Sri Lanka. He single-handedly saved the series for us. He showed us that he can bowl and bat under pressure and take us through the finish line. Under enormous pressure when we honestly were going to shamelessly lose the series, or I mean, it was lose that match, eventually losing the series, but he saved the day. So I think you should reward him with uh, 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 to do even more of that, and unfortunately that has not been done. For me, that was the biggest shock, was the omission of Deepak Chahar. I think there's no reason why you can't have Shikhar Dhawan. He's in his peak form. He captained the Sri Lankan side. Again, you gave him this honor of captaining the side. He was the one of the best performers in that game, and he should be rewarded by a spot, not taking that away from him. So I'm shocked at Deepak Chahar and Shikhar Dhawan. Shreyas Iyer, I think, very, very unlucky. He should be in that team too. He just got injured at the wrong time. It is what it is. I think there are a few selections that, for me, are questionable. I would have had Dhawan. It would be between. Definitely, I would have Chahar in there. I would even say Shardul Thakur as an
Yeah,
outside chance, but definitely Iyer and Dhawan. Those three players ought to be there. I would replace. I think Akshar Patel. I'm not so sure how he's going to end up doing. Uh, Ashwin was very surprising pick for me, and
yes,
Varun
obviously.
Chakravarti, the least experienced out of every player. And I just think that there are stronger players out there. However, the only thing I would say is that nothing is certain. They have until the 10th to come up with the final team. You never know when IPL starts. Maybe Chahar is going to blow everybody out of the water. Maybe maybe Pandya is not going to have a great season, or people get injured, people get niggles for some reason, they can't travel. That's why you have
Obviously.
standbys, right? I have a feeling that Deepak Chahar is somehow going to find his way into this team. Remember, Rishabh Pant wasn't picked for the World Cup. That was the biggest blunder, and he found his way, right, on a plane, and he played the final, and he played, he kind of, the whole world was saying, where is Rishabh Pant? So selectors do get it wrong, and I have a feeling that there will be some changes in the end.
Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot for your answers. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Hers, for such a nice question from Preeti, and it was such a good interaction with you, Preeti. So I just wanna. This is my turn. Okay, I'm gonna ask you one question.
Okay.
Uh, since when in your childhood you start developing the love for the cricket?
Oh, okay, that's easy. Growing up in Dubai, there are so many people from the subcontinent there, right? It's 80% of the people are from the diaspora, mostly Indian, but then you have people from all around the neighborhood. So, I grew up, school friends, neighbors, they were from everywhere. And we had the dish, we had satellite TV, everyone had it, and all the games were shown. Everything was always free and available, and all of us used to watch it as kids, and also with our families, and we immensely enjoyed it. And I remember Indian team doing pretty well. This is when Azharuddin was the captain, which is, this is a long time ago,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and we remember him as a captain, and as a player, and also all of his personal scandals and all that drama as well. All of it was aired out in public. So it was interesting time definitely for Indian cricket. But oh, I was very young. I was under 10, I think, when all of this was going on, and sort of started watching it, loved it. My brother used to play with his friends. I used to watch them and cheer for them. Probably I played a little bit myself, like just batting and stuff. But I hugely enjoyed it uh, because it just everybody used to talk about it. So a lot of fun. But then when we moved to Australia, because from Dubai we went to Australia, and Australia we found out that they are a cricket loving nation as well, and their team is extremely good and such champions. So it was interesting then to see, oh, now there's an Aussie side, and there were times when I supported the Australian side too when they played against other teams, right? So it was very interesting. And then the World Cups happened, and then that famous World Cup where Sri Lanka beat Australia to win, that was phenomenal, and then we saw a dominance, I think, of Australian cricket. And then comes from 2007 onwards, which I think was the Indian dominance. The Indian century has started now. Um, and we've been very privileged. I think the Indian fan has seen, we won what, three ICC championships since 2007, and won so many other series, and then IPL came, which put India on the map, changed the face of cricket forever. Then T20 came just before that, again changed everything, and just people realize what a sort of asset this is and what a money making situation and opportunity as well. Now we're seeing many little leagues coming up, but I don't think anybody could quite reach what the IPL is. I think it's definitely next dimension. They try, I think especially the SINA countries, I think they're realizing how much power the BCCI has, because 80% of all the revenues from cricket globally comes from India, and the BCCI has this, I guess, a hold over that, and that's fine. But I think the other boards are realizing or even questioning their own power dynamic here, which is a bit lopsided, and they want to maybe have a little bit more muscle. So we were saying, especially I think ECB in particular is sort of vying for something more. Cricket Australia, have seen them take a little step back, and of course PCB will always be doing what the PCB does. So, and then the Caribbean Premier League has been interesting for sure. They're very exciting cricket. So it's all good. I think
Yeah,
India
yeah.
should not take the foot off the pedal. They should keep going and reach even more heights, I think.
So yeah, as you mentioned that the Australia is quite a great side. I also have had seen that team through the years. So we have also fans waiting backstage to ask another question.
Mm.
Can I have Mukund on the chats, please, on the live chat?
Hello, Preity ma'am, and good morning.
Hello, Mukund. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. So my question to you is, how much you excited on Ravi Ashwin's comeback in India, in Indian squad? He's coming back after 4 years in shorter side, and as you know, World Cup will be held on UAE, where pitches are quite long and spin friendly. Will be he asset for us?
Yeah, great question. Yes. Although I mean, I'm sure everyone was a little surprised to see him, but it's a good selection. It's the right thing. Nobody should be disappointed by that selection. It was just, I don't think anybody was expecting it. But he's the best spinner in the world, so he should be in our squad. He does particularly well in India, of course, especially in Chennai pitches. But UAE pitches very similar to Indian pitches, especially Dubai, right? The Dubai pitches are the closest thing. So he will do very well, I think, for India, and they will play him when they play the Dubai matches. Abu Dhabi matches, I don't know, and Sharjah, probably not, but they will play him for the Dubai matches. And when it comes crunch time, I see him taking a lot of wickets, doing very well. I was just reading today that both Rohit and Kohli had agreed that he is a very tough bowler for a lot of the like foreign batsmen to play. They always struggle against Ashwin, and just you get a the confidence and his experience, I think, will be invaluable. And it is tricky to play him, right, especially on those pitches. So I think he's going to do very well. I wish him all the very best. We don't know when again he may not be around for the next World Cup. To be honest, everybody wanted to see him play uh, in England. He has not played one test so far. There's a lot of people very disappointed, and most likely he won't play the fifth if they ever have that test. So, um, I don't. It's he won't be playing in England again, because the next time India will travel to England, that will be beyond his. I think he would have left the team by then. I'm assuming he might not be around. So it's a shame, because he deserved probably some kind of send off. I don't know, but I mean, even Jimmy Anderson, I think this is his last test if they play this fifth one, his against India. So let's see what happens. But I'm very happy that Ashwin is there in the squad.
Yes, ma'am, and also agree with you that Deepak Chahar or Sadhu Thakur should be there in squad. And my next question is, which is your favorite player other than MSD in CSK?
Oh wow, definitely. Definitely our Jadeja. Of course, our Ravi Jadeja. He is a superstar. I love Faf as well. I love Faf when he plays for CSK, and I have become a big fan of Deepak Chahar. I think he is such a good, resourceful, valuable player. I hope the Indian team makes good use of him, because I think he could be a match winner for you if you give him the chance to do that. You have to groom him. He's got it. He has the heart for it, I think, to go sort of go. You need to be fearless, right? To play the way he played in Sri Lanka. So excited about him. Of course, Thakur is good too. Um, I mean, they're all. Gaikwad is an interesting young talent, very graceful. I like his style. He's very elegant. I like to see him get chances in the national side as he evolves. I think he should be an exciting player uh, for people. And then there's past players. I mean, even Ashwin played for CSK, I think. And then you have Shane Watson. You got all these greats. Um, but I just think as a side, they're very cohesive and teamwork, and somehow I mean, they have a lot of experience between them. I mean, I'm forgetting Rena. I mean, he's Mr. IPL, right? So you got some serious legends, I think, in PSG.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so
Have a
much.
nice day.
You too. Thank you.
As Preeti, we a very bad news coming from Manchester right now. The
The
match
game
is
is cancelled.
no, the match is postponed to Sunday. Uh,
Is that a good thing, or is that a bad thing that it got postponed? Is it weather? Is it weather related now?
no, I think it is for COVID scare. We all know that our management has some of them have been positive. So I think England security system is not quite too good
Yes,
as India, as we have
agreed.
seen Jarbo.
I have to say, and I'm going to put this out on your show here on the record. Shocking, very, very poor security. I expected more from a developed Western nation. They don't take security seriously at all. It's a joke that the same guy infiltrated, trespassed, and how the hell did he get to a position where he was able to walk onto the pitch like that? What, 3 times? You kidding me? In India, that wouldn't even happen once. It would not have. In America, forget it. They would arrest him. He would be in jail. He would be banned for life and be given probably a $10,000 fine. That's how serious America takes it's security. And here, when they have football games and soccer games, they never have these incidents because people know that there's cops outside waiting to catch you. I'm very disappointed and shocked because forget about um, the fact that it's not funny and all of that. I mean, he came to he almost assaulted Bears. So I mean, their own players they should be worried about. What if he had a knife or something like that? What if he was
Yes,
crazy? Do they even check for weapons? I don't think they do. And no wonder they have so many attacks. It's the hub of knife crime in the world and gang violence and gang sort of related crimes on in Europe at least, right? It's pretty bad. So I think they're too lax, and I don't want to see Jarvo enter the stadium. It would be just the whole thing would be a joke, I think, because they know what he looks like. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know what, and he's going to be wearing the 69, and I mean, the whole thing is so obvious, it's such a joke.
he is doing for his own YouTube channel. I think he have also YouTube channel.
He's trying
Virat-
to get some eyeballs, and I have to say, I noticed that there were a couple of Indian media shows that think that this is all very funny, and they interviewed him. Now, I might interview him too just to pick his brain, but I don't think you should be supporting this kind of act behavior. And I mean, you shouldn't really be giving such people a platform. It's not a good example. So I was a little disappointed because we obviously, I think some Indians got very excited that this Goravala is doing all of this, which I think is silly. And especially when it's like seriously, three times is not funny. Now it's becoming it's becoming a little serious now, right? So I yeah, I hope we never see Jarvo again.
Okay, Preeti, your fans are commenting. Preeti, ma'am, you use fans of your, and
Thank you.
and we have a little fan, Ashish Sinha, who will join and who will want to
Okay,
ask. He's too young. He's in class 9th, and he's also
okay.
a cricket enthusiast. So he will ask. Ashish, please continue.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi Ashish, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm a big fan. I want to ask one question.
Sure, go for it.
For which tournament you are the most excited? IPL, Second League, or T20 World Cup?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think the T20 World Cup. I do think it's a big international, ICC tournament championship. Um, I mean, IPL in one stretch, if it happened in one go, yeah, I would have said that's more exciting. Like if it had happened when, back in May or April, May, I think that would have been more exciting. But now that it's split like this, I don't think like the second half of it is more exciting than the T20 World Cup. But remember, for me, my favorite format is the ODI World Cup. Now it'll be in 2023 in India, right? That for me will be the biggest test.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Ashish, you had a nice question and nice conversation with the pretty ma'am. So it was quite good conversation with you. And here's one more question that one of your fans, which is not in the YouTube currently live, but he has asked you questions regarding the Virat Kohli's form. He is currently going through a rough patch, and Rohit Sharma is doing quite well. So, what do you think about his rough form, or do you think that Virat Kohli will not back up till the upcoming T20?
So for me, I see Kohli's role as his role should be as a good captain, supporting the players, doing his strategic planning, selecting the right players for the pitch, reading the pitch, boosting their morale, all that. Be a good captain, be a good
Yeah,
support
yeah, yeah.
system. I'm not concerned about his personal form because we have such good players. He's done very well in his career. If people
True.
go on about when he's going to make his next 100, whatever. That's that doesn't keep me up at night. I just want him to be a good captain. And so he has openly said he wants to open in the during the T20, right? So he's going to be opening with Rohit Sharma. um, T20 is a different format than Test and ODI, right? So I think he's going to go for it, or at least attempt to go for it. If he gets out, then he gets out. But he has that aggressive attitude to go for it, which is what you need anyway. And I think, to be honest, I think it's better that he's up top, because if something happens and he does get out, he's not middle order, so we won't have. I don't want a middle order collapse, as this team has unfortunately, had the misfortune of happening to them. So I think his spot as one or two is perfect for this T20. I think it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. It's about Virat Kohli. I think his centuries drought has just quite had impact on me because I'm his great fan, and I've been waiting for the century from the last like 1.5
Oh,
years.
he will.
That
I don't know about this fifth test. It doesn't seem like the game might go. I don't know how the game will end up being, but the next not T20, because it's a too short a format, but the next big series that we have, I think he'll get a chance then,
yeah,
ODI
yeah,
or Test, to do it then.
yeah. We are waiting in this test series, and because the ODI is not just happening in the current scenario, so
Yes.
we are just waiting for an ODI so that he gets a chance to play in the limited overs. So over to you, Aniket. It was pleasant talking to you, Preeti ma'am, and I hope you come back again. Uh, can you show the comments also, Aniket? Over
Yes,
to you,
yes,
Aniket.
yes.
This
There
is
is.
so much fun. You guys are really great. You organize your show very nicely. It's pretty good.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
There are lots of questions are asking by our viewers in a comment box. I am asking one by one.
Yeah,
Okay.
please go ahead.
A question from Sonaya Sina. Except CSK, which IPL team do you support? And we are going to see you again in acting field again.
Great question, Sonaya. Thank you so much. Uh, I love Mumbai Indians. I'll tell you why. Because it's a very desi team, right? Mumbai Indians has their core team, their main bowler, their top four, they're all Indians, and I like that. It's the most like Bharatiya team, and for that I have a lot of respect for the people who own that franchise and how they run it. I work in politics and foreign policy and all of that. So for me, when I see anything that's like truly made in India, I like it. So I always go for MI. I think because of that, they're so Indian in who they are, right? Acting, yes, I live here in Los Angeles. Still, um, I'm not going anywhere. Hollywood isn't going anywhere. I'm developing a TV show to pitch to networks right now, so maybe I'll have my own show very soon. So you'll see me on TV soon, I hope.
Great. And another question from PY. What's one thing about cricket that fascinates you the most?
Interesting. Definitely, I think specifically with India, this how the the balance of power has shifted. 20, 30 years ago, which boards were powerful, which countries were had the power, and today how we have really dominated. Geopolitically, that's fascinating. I think the BCCI can use cricket as a diplomatic tool. Absolutely, it can exercise it more. It's done a little bit. It can seriously do more. Also, I have to say, one of the most beautiful things is how cricket has bridged countries together. Like Indians and Pakistanis appreciate each other's games, especially I'm seeing because of India's form of late. You see a lot of Pakistani cricket fans. They are in awe of India. They support India. They're very happy when India beat Australia and England. It's genuine, right? So that's great. I think cricket has been great for Afghanistan, this war torn country, and they have a fabulous team and a fabulous Rashid Khan. And I just think it's been good for their soul right? And they're so good at it, which is beautiful. So I just think the geopolitical effect of cricket and the soft power of cricket for India, especially, is enormous. And we should build on that. And I think we should leverage that more. We are not quite doing that yet, but it's there though to be leveraged. So I like to see BCCI, I think, be a little bit more assertive and a bit more proactive in that area.
A question from Aditya Buma. When we see you again in Bollywood?
Well, Bollywood, you would be seeing me in Hollywood and American TV, TV and movies. I think much more likely than Bollywood. I mean, I live in LA. I don't live in India. I'm not going to be moving there to work in the industry. But if they have Bollywood movies that are shot over here, depending on a project, whatever. Like when I was in Australia, they shot a lot of movies there, and I was a part. I was got an opportunity to play a part in some of them because they shot there. So hopefully that if that happens here in the US, I don't know when that will happen because COVID, a lot of the shooting around the world has kind of stopped, including Hollywood. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, Shivam Tiwari has asked a very good question. Miss India International, actress, cricket expert, a very kind-hearted woman, political expert. How is that possible? Is there anything you can't do?
Yes, I'm horrible at karaoke. I cannot sing. I drive fast. I'm not a very good driver. Uh, you know, uh, I'm a good cook, but I don't cook. So there are um, there are many things. Trust me that I don't care for or I'm not that good at. So like everything is perfect in the end. Everything is karmically balanced in the end.
Last question, Saurav Kumar Shonu, MSD being a mentor of the T20 World Cup, will it be a great lead?
Yes, I think again, as long as he's given the space to be a bigger part for this team, yes. The more space they give him, I think he can guide them better. Um, I think if they don't make some of the changes we were discussing in the team, I have a feeling that it's not I wouldn't give a 10 out of 10 for this team. And every country wants to put forward their best team. I don't think we've put our best team forward. And I think we will regret a few choices as we get through the game. Of course, we're very good. I just think that there are other teams that are also good and that maybe have a better combination on those conditions and pitches. So we should not be overconfident. What happened in Sri Lanka, we should not repeat because I sense that's the energy that we're going with this. We think we got this, we're going to win it, and everybody is looking at us, and it's not going to be easy. And I think we shouldn't rest on our laurels at all. And there's no guarantees. There's a reason we only won one T20 ICC championship, right? So and again, you need good captaincy, the right combination for the right against the right opposition, left right combination, all that jazz. We got to get that right. Sometimes I feel like we have such great talent, but I don't think the right combinations are always put up, and that's why we struggle sometimes, right? So uh, it's going to be tough. I think maybe Indian fans are a little overconfident, thinking that they got this in the bag. I would not think like that at all. I think you'd be disappointed if you think that it's ours already. I think you're going to have to fight for it, and you have to fight with teams like maybe a very aggressive Pakistan or maybe a very dynamic West Indies. Maybe even a Sri Lanka that is really smart and got their act together, and it'll be challenging. So I just hope the best for the team and that they come through on the day.
Sure, Preeti, thank you for joining us. And please say in Hindi to our viewer what you want to say to our Sports with Bro team too.
Oh, namaste. I'm so shy, but I speak Hindi and Urdu fluently. Namaste, everyone. Ganapati Papa Moria. Happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everyone. Please find me on YouTube, The Preity Experience, and Twitter, The Preity Effect, and Instagram, The Preity Effect. I'll be going live after this, so please catch me there. But thank you so much for having me on your platform. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind, uh, Dhanyavad, and hope to see you again. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you guys for joining us. और please say your views and मैं आपके प्रीति की यूट्यूब या आईडी मैं आपको पिन कर दूंगा कमेंट बॉक्स पे. शांतनु, कुछ कहना है हमारे व्यूअर्स के लिए?
बहुत कुछ कहना है जी. मतलब आपसे ज़्यादा कोई लॉयल व्यूअर्स तो हमने देखे ही नहीं है. इतने सारे लोग आ गए, मतलब इतना तो एक्सपेक्टेशन भी नहीं था, और आपके कमेंट्स ने तो भाई हमारा दिल ही जीत लिया. तो भाई सपोर्ट कीजिए स्पोर्ट्स विद ब्रोज को. आज का जो सेशन था बहुत अच्छा था, और ऐसे ही गेस्ट जो है हमारे सेशंस में आते रहेंगे, तो 1 by 1 कवर आपके क्वेश्चंस भी हो गए. तो बहुत अच्छा हुआ आज का सेशन, आई बिलीव, और आगे भी अच्छा होते रहेगा. तो चलिए इस चीज़ के साथ हम अब इस सेशन को समाप्त करते हैं. और गणपति बप्पा मोरिया. हैप्पी
जय हिंद, जय भारत.
जय हिंद, जय भारत. थैंक यू गाइस, थैंक यू.